Freedom, 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 come on, freedom, 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 METASCIENCE, freedom, come on, freedom, 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 say it with your chest, freedom, freedom. Oh, my queens, let me hear you say freedom. Now, before we start, we first must give thanks and praises to Amun Ray, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, El Elyon, El Shaddai, Yahweh, Adonai, Marduk, Melchizedek, Al Kadir, Usa, Uset, Heru, Anu, Enki, Ma'at, Ptah, Rastafari, Haile Selassie, METASCIENCE, to mommy, to daddy, to granny, to granddad, to the ancestors, and to the most high. Bismillahi ar-Rahmani ar-Rahim. La ilaha illallah. Greetings, my spiritual warriors and my METASCIENCE soldiers. This is the High Priest, Grand High from the METASCIENCE Ministries. Amun. You done know no METASCIENCE. Welcome to the METASCIENCE Ministries Reasoning and Fellowship Show via Omega FM Radio.co.uk, aka 104.1 FM, and also on YouTube Live and Instagram Live. If you want to see the High Priest Amun live in the studio delivering the METASCIENCE, you can. All you have to do is go onto YouTube, type in the YouTube search engine, Amun L, which is spelled Amun as in A for Africa, M for Magnificent, U for Upliftment, M for Nubian, space L, which is spelled E for Elyon and L for Love. And you can see the High Priest Amun L live and direct in Omega FM Radio.co.uk headquarters. And if you want to see the High Priest Amun L in a different way, in the physical, in the flesh, you can go onto Instagram, type in on Instagram, high_priest_720, and then you can see the High Priest Amun L live in Omega FM Radio.co.uk, aka 104.1 FM's HQ. You're done now, METASCIENCE. Now the High Priest Amun L has been doing the most you can imagine, waking up at 4:30 in the morning every blessed day and being as efficient as possible, to the point the High Priest Amun L feels drained or rinsed out. Or you see, like when you try to dry out a flannel or a cloth and you twist it and you make sure you squeeze all that juice out or that water so that it becomes dry. That's how the High Priest Amun L is feeling right now. High Priest Amun L has done the most the past couple of weeks since the High Priest Amun L came back from holiday. And it's not a joke. And we're going to talk about that later on in the main event, because the High Priest Amun L wanted to talk about something that can relate to everybody, but then the High Priest Amun L is not going to be real. You follow that? Because High Priest Amun L, when it comes to METASCIENCE, we deal with in the moment. And if one is not experiencing certain things in the moment, there's no need to be talking about it. You follow that? METASCIENCE. Because the reason why High Priest Amun L is saying it like that is because High Priest Amun L doesn't want to say things and is irrelevant in one's life that is not been uncovered or revealed. But yes, we'll get into that shortly. Anyway, it's prayer time. You see, the power of prayer is not a joke. You see, when you meditate on something and you use the law of attraction to manifest that meditation or thought, and you put power into the thought and the thought become flesh or physical, again, that's something that we're going to be talking about in the main event. You're done all those signals. But now, like what we said, it is prayer time. The High Priest Amun L wants to pray because High Priest Amun L doesn't have much time left, and the prayer is the most important part of the show, because there's a lot of people that need that prayer, whether it be one's personal reasons or support or power. When the High Priest Amun L says the prayer on air, it empowers you and makes you aligned with your inner self or your higher self. And as a result, you feel and see your potential or your abundance or your element, i.e., your uniqueness or your manifestation of the Most High. You're done now, mental science. So now the high priest hopes that you're ready for the prayer. And the first prayer that we are going to do is Psalms 91 or Tehillim 91 for the Hebrew Israelites. And the high priest recommends that you please grab your Bible and turn to page Psalms 91, or for the Hebrew Israelites, the Tanakh, and turn to page Tehillim 91, so we can say the prayer in unison, so that we can give thanks and praises to our Creator, the Most High, El Elyon. We are done now, mental science. Let's go. Freedom, freedom. All my queens, let me hear you say freedom. All my kings, let me hear you say freedom. All my jail niggas, let me hear you say freedom. Pump your fist in the air to show that you care. The high priest and the freedom fighters are the government's worst nightmare. Let us prepare to damage enter this new world order that is treated us unfair. First solution is a revolution. This is a freedom zone, so sing along. We're a million men strong. The war is on because Babylon did us wrong. All right. And welcome back to the Metal Science Ministries Reasoning and Fellowship Show via Omega FM Radio.co.uk, aka 104.1 FM. This is the High Priest, Grand Hyphen of Metal Science Ministries on 1L. You're done, no Metal Science. Now the High Priest of 1L is ready to do the prayer. Are you ready? Because the High Priest of 1L is ready right now. Let's go, Metal Science. He that dwelleth in the secret place of El Elyon, i.e. the Most High, shall abide under the shadow of El Shaddai, i.e. the Almighty. I will say of Atum Re, Amun Re, El Elyon, El Shaddai, Yahweh, Adonai, Elohim. He is my refuge and my fortress. My Atum Re, Amun Re, El Elyon, El Shaddai, Yahweh, Adonai, Elohim. In him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that fleeth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in the darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come near thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made Atum Re, Amun Re, El Elyon, El Shaddai, Yahweh, Adonai, Elohim, which is my refuge, even El Elyon, i.e. the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come near thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder, the young lion and the dragon shall thou trample under feet. Because he hath set his love upon me, therefore I will deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy and show him my salvation. METASCIENCE. Now I pray someone now hopes you felt that prayer in your soul, in your bones, in your heart, in your spirit, coming from your radio speakers. We don't play when it comes to the prayer. We don't play because we know the prayer is powerful and the prayer does wonders. And that's why we are consistent with the prayer. You're done now, METASCIENCE. Now the next prayer that we are going to do is Psalms 71, Psalm 71, in the same fashion. If you're reading along with the high priest of L, please turn to Psalm 71 in your Bible. Psalm 71 in the tunnel for you Hebrew Israelites. You're done now, METASCIENCE. All right, and welcome back to the METASCIENCE Ministries Reasoning and Fellowship Show via Omega FM Radio.co.uk, aka 104.1 FM. This is the High Priest, Grand Hierophant of METASCIENCE Ministries. Amun. You're done now, METASCIENCE. The High Priest of Amun is ready to do the next prayer. Let's go, METASCIENCE. In thee, O Atum Re, Amun Re, El Elyon, El Shaddai, Yahweh, Adonai, Elohim, do I put my trust. Let me never be put to confusion. Deliver me in thy righteousness, and cause me to escape. Incline thine ear unto me, and save me. Be thou my strong habitation, whereunto I may continually resort. Thou hast given commandment to save me, for thou art my rock and my fortress. Deliver me, O my Atum Re, Amun Re, El Elyon, El Shaddai, Yahweh, Adonai, Elohim, out of the hand of the wicked, out of the hand of the unrighteous and cruel man. For thou art my hope. O Atum Re, Amun Re, El Elyon, El Shaddai, Yahweh, Adonai, Elohim, thou art my trust from my youth. By thee have I been holden up from the womb. Thou art he that took me out of my mother's bowels. My praise shall be continually of thee. I am as a wonder unto many, but thou art my strong refuge. Let my mouth be filled with thy praise and with thy honor over day. Cast me not off in time of old age. Forsake me not when my strength faileth. For mine enemies speak against me, and they that they wait for my soul take counsel together, saying, Atum Re, Amun Re, El Elyon, El Shaddai, Yahweh, Adonai, Elohim. Forsaken him, persecute and take him, for there is none to deliver him. O Atum Re, Amun Re, El Elyon, El Shaddai, Yahweh, Adonai, Elohim. Be not far from me, O my Atum Re, Amun Re, El Elyon, El Shaddai, Yahweh, Adonai, Elohim. Make haste for my help. Let them be confounded and consumed, thou adversaries to my soul. Let them be covered with the reproach and dishonor that seek my hurt. But I will hope continually and will yet praise thee more and more. My mouth shall show forth thy righteousness and thy salvation all the day, for I know not the numbers thereof. I will go in the strength of Atum Re, Amun Re, El Elyon, El Shaddai, Yahweh, Adonai, Elohim. I will make mention of thy righteousness, even of thine only. O Atum Re, Amun Re, El Elyon, El Shaddai, Yahweh, Adonai, Elohim has taught me from my youth, and hitherto have I declared thy wondrous works. Now also when I'm old and grey-headed, O Atum Re, Amun Re, El Elyon, El Shaddai, Yahweh, Adonai, Elohim, forsake me not, for until I have shown thy strength unto this generation, and thy power to everyone that is to come, thy righteousness also. O Atum Re, Amun Re, El Elyon, El Shaddai, Yahweh, Adonai, Elohim, who is very high, who has done great things. O Atum Re, Amun Re, El Elyon, El Shaddai, Yahweh, Adonai, Elohim, who is like unto thee. Thou, which has shown me great and sore trouble, shall quicken me again, and shall bring me up again from the depths of the earth. Thou shalt increase my greatness and comfort me on every side. And also praise thee with the psaltery even of thy truth. O my Atum Re, Amun Re, El Elyon, El Shaddai, Yahweh, Adonai, Elohim. Unto thee will I sing with the harp, O thou Holy One of Isis, Ra'el, METASCIENCE. My lips shall greatly rejoice when I sing unto thee, and my soul which thou hast redeemed. My tongue also shall talk of thy righteousness all the day long, for they are confounded, for they are brought unto shame that seek my hurt. METASCIENCE. And the high priest Solomon, the high priest Solomon hopes you felt that prayer in your soul, in your bones, in your heart, in your spirit, coming from your radio speakers, because we do not play when it comes to the prayer. You can see the high priest, or not even see, you can hear when the high priest someone else says the prayer sparks up the high priest someone else. A surge of current flows through the high priest someone else kundalini to make sure that he absorbs the word of the Most High and become elevated in one spirit, because we know that the METASCIENCE is not something that you believe in. It's something you feel. It's something that you experience. It's something that you witness. You don't know METASCIENCE. Now, the next prayer is coming from the New Testament, and it's the Lord's Prayer. The Lord's Prayer, which is Matthew 6:9-13. But first of all, we are going to listen to it in the original tone. Yes, the original tone, not the English, but the Greek. The Greek. And what is it? It is the Greek. METASCIENCE. Lord's Prayer in the Greek. And we will translate it into the English. You don't know METASCIENCE.
Pater hemon ha en tois uranois, hagias theto to onomasu, en theto e basileasu, gene theto to thelemasu, hos en urano, kai epi testis. Tonaiton hemon, ton epiusion, dos hemin semana, kai aphes hemin ta ophelimata hemon. Kai hemes afiamen tois opheletes hemon. Kai me esenenkes hemas is perasmon, ala rusai hemas apo tu ponegu. Amen.
All right, and welcome back to the METASCIENCE Ministries Reasoning and Fellowship Show via Omega FM Radio.co.uk, aka 104.1 FM. This is the High Priest, Grand High of METASCIENCE Ministries. Amun, you done know METASCIENCE. Let's go. And after this manner, therefore, pray ye, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. Amun Ashe, O METASCIENCE. And the high priest of our hopes you felt that prayer in your soul, in your bones, in your heart, in your spirit, coming from your radio speakers. Again, we don't play when it comes to the prayer. Now we're moving on to our Muslim prayers for our Muslim brothers and sisters. Our Bible prayers are finished. So now we move forward to the next scriptures, which is the Quran. The first prayer that we are going to do is Surah 1, Al-Fatiha, or the opener. First we'll say it in the Arabic, recite it in the Arabic, and translate it into the English. You're done now, METASCIENCE. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghayril maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amen. Okay, now that was Surah Al-Fatiha in the Arabia, and we're going to translate it into the English. Let's go. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, most merciful. All praises for Allah, Lord of all worlds, the most compassionate, most merciful, Master of the day of judgment. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. Guide us along the straight path, the path of those you have blessed, not those you are displeased with, or those who are astray. METASCIENCE. Now that was Surah Al-Fatiha. The next surah that we're going to do is Surah Al-Khez, or for sincerity, which is Surah 112, same fashion, Arabia, and then translate into the English. Let's go. Bismillahi ar-Rahmani ar-Rahim. Kul huwa Allahu ahad. Allah as-samad. Lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakun kufuwan ahad. Okay, that was Surah Al-Ikhlas, the sincerity in the Arabia. Let's translate it into the English. You don't know METASCIENCE. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, most merciful. Say, O Prophet, He is Allah, one and indivisible. Allah, the sustainer needed by all. He has never had offspring, nor he was born, and there's none comparable to him. METASCIENCE. Now, I pray someone hopes you felt that prayer in your soul, in your bones, in your heart, in your spirit, coming from your radio speakers. Now, that's it for our Muslim prayers. We got the last prayer, which is the METASCIENCE prayer. But before we get into the METASCIENCE prayer, Granny told us that we have to remember the sayings of Yeshua Yamashiach, i.e. Jesus Christ, in Matthew 5, verse 3 to 10. And it goes like this: METASCIENCE. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for there is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed of they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you and say manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. METASCIENCE. Now, the last prayer, the METASCIENCE prayer. Let's go, METASCIENce. We give thanks and praises to Amun Ray, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, El Elyon, El Shaddai, Yahweh, Adonai, Marduk, Melchizedek, Al Qadir, Usa, Uset, Heru, Anu, Enki, Ma'at, Ptah, Rastafari, Haile Selassie, METASCIENCE, to mommy, to daddy, to granny, to granddad, to the ancestors, and to the Most High. Bismillahi ar-Rahmani ar-Rahim. La ilaha illallah. We give thanks and praises to the Most High for protecting us and guiding us away from the evil and wickedness that exists in the planet and the cosmos. We also give thanks and praises to the Most High for the abundance in our life. We give thanks and praises to the Most High for forgiving us for our sins. And we give thanks and praises to the Most High for the mercy upon our souls. And last, we give thanks and praises to the Most High for protecting us and guiding us and being our shield as we walk the path of heaven so that we can enter the kingdom of heaven.
Amiga Radio, 104.1 FM. News and views around your community.
This is the AmigaRadio.co.uk news at 9.
Mr. Speaker, I want to apologise.
That's the Prime Minister saying sorry and admitting to attending a bring your own booze gathering in the Downing Street Garden during the first COVID lockdown. He's told MPs he spent 25 minutes there.
I believed implicitly that this was a work event. But Mr. Speaker, with hindsight, I should have sent everyone back inside. I should have found some other way to thank them.
The Labour leader called his defence pathetic and spoke in the Commons of Hannah Brady's loss of her dad to COVID in May 2020. She met the PM in the same garden.
What he did say to me, which will stick with me, is that he'd done everything he could to save my dad. He'd followed the science, but most importantly, he'd followed the rules. And in his head, he must have thought that was 4 days before our party.
Elsewhere, proceedings against Prince Andrew have been allowed to continue after a US judge rejected the Duke's attempts to have a civil sex case against him thrown out. Virginia Giuffre alleges he sexually abused her when she was 17. He denies that. Our correspondent Joe Pike says the royals' lawyers had hoped a 2009 settlement between the accuser and the late paedophile Jeffrey Epstein would help him.
In the text of the settlement, she agreed to not pursue other people in civil proceedings connected to Mr. Epstein. So the debate within court that day was all about whether Prince Andrew is covered.
The mother of 16-month-old Star Hobson could have her jail term increased for causing or allowing the toddler's death. The Attorney General has referred Frankie Smith's 8-year sentence to the Court of Appeal, arguing it's too lenient. And in sport, it's 0-0 between Spurs and Chelsea in the second leg of their League Cup semi-final, and in the Premier League, there are no goals between West Ham and Norwich. That's the latest. I'm Anna Bates.
Amiga, you're the Thinking People station.
Omega does not support or condone any conspiracy theories regarding any aspect of COVID. Omega management team discourages all such views on the station. Any comments made by the presenters, DJs, guests, audio presentations, or callers represents the personal views of the speakers and in no way mirror or reflect or are endorsed by the Omega management team.
I'm Morgan Freeman. Why should we have 1 month of Black history every year? Every day should be African world history. When I get the opportunity, I listen to the Thinking People station, omegafmradio.co.uk. On that station every day is African world history. Listen on. Tune in radio, omegafmradio.co.uk. Omega FM 104.1. World Wide Web, Omega. Omega FM 104.1. Want to listen to prior recordings? Mixcloud.com/Omega FM DJ. For your advertisement or any information, you want to send it to admin@omegafmradio.co.uk. Have an educational experience.
Circulating the dance hall.
Don't you know that I heard through the grapevine?
Queen if you're from the surrounding area, Willesden, Cricklewood, Camden, Paddington, Middleville, no need to go to Harlesden.
Don't you know that I heard through the grapevine?
Head straight for Queen Grocery. Unit 2123 Kilburn Square Market, next to Argos, Kilburn High Road, NW6 6PP. Circulate the black hole. Queen Grocery. We have all your favorite Caribbean products. Yam, sweet potatoes, plantains, salt mackerel, salt fish, apple, Irish moss, etc. Opening hours Mondays 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Tuesdays to Saturdays 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Phone 0207-624-5015 or mobile 0798-695-7787. Queen Grocery. Circulate the black hole. Do you live in Harrow, Brent, Westminster, Ealing, Barnet? We are currently hiring care workers in these boroughs to join our team of caregivers. Working full-time or part-time, full training will be given. Call our office on 0208 961 7193 or request an application form by email info@cpcareagency.co.uk. That is SIPI, SIPI, careagency.co.uk.
MetaVital Health, your all-in-one health shop, catered for your mind, body, and soul. We provide high quality of natural and organic health products and services. Wildcrafted sea moss from Jamaica, organic moringa powder, and oil from Ghana, premium black seed oil from Ethiopia, and hundreds of raised health products for your body. Crystals, incense, and smudges for cleansing your living environment. Sign up for our free meditation classes. Come visit us in Brixton, 3 minutes from the tube station. 25 Brixton Station Road, SW9, 8PP, London. Telephone 020-7978-8321 or visit www.nettervital.co.uk. Nettervital, here for your mind, body, and soul.
Crystal Cookie, a Caribbean experience you'll never forget. He's warm, courteous, and provides a service at high standards. Crystal Cookie Caribbean Catering provides for weddings, christenings, funerals, wedding nights, and statues. We also do small parties. We provide a home romantic meal for food with a restaurant feeling in your own home. Contact Crystal Cookie on 07415-432-486. That's 07415-432-486. Let's make it a day and don't wait.
Levels HQ Unit Salon is one of the best in Northwest London, providing excellent service for all hair types and all ages. Our services include haircuts, hair treatments, patterns and unique designs. For our ladies, we also have the elite hair by rookies to slay your hair, whether natural or weaves. From hair treatments, braids, sew-ins, wig installs, handcrafted wigs, ponytails and weaves. You can also purchase high quality hair bundles, frontals, closures and wigs. For more information or to make a booking, you can call 0208 963 1937 or 07500 433708 or follow us on Instagram at Levels HQ Unisex. You can also pop in to see us at 40 Park Parade, Carlton, NW10 or JE. Levels HQ.
They tell me that 10% of road accidents are caused by drunken drivers. So why don't the other 90 of you get off the road and let me drive in peace?
You can laugh about it, but as a driver, it's not just your life that's at stake. Don't drink and drive.
Blue Mountain Peak caters for all your festival holiday needs. We have all your favorite Afro-Caribbean products. We also carry pure flow seasoning, ackee, callaloo, mackerel, smoked ham, rice, fresh Afro-Caribbean bread, vanilla cheese, and much more, all on special offer. Blue Mountain is in the heart of Housing, 2-8 Craven Park Road, Housing, NW10 4AB. Telephone 0208 965 3859. Our website is www.bluemountainpeak.com. Blue Mountain Peak.
We have to remember that we are in abundance. We follow that. And sometimes we forget that.
Master Jerk, we have curry mutton, oxtail, brown stew fish, roti fillings, breakfast menu, porridge, cornmeal, banana, fried dumplings, drinks, homemade Irish rusk, sorrel, pineapple punch, soups, red pea soup, mutton soup, chicken soup. Opening hours 10 a.m. till 11 p.m. Minimum order £15. Local delivery. Address 150 Church Road, Wilston, NW10 9NH, opposite Church Road Market. Telephone 0203 632 2572. We are friendly and we cook with love. Master Jerk Chicken. We are the masters.
20 years ago, I helped create a gang called the Crips. Today, I'm speaking to you from Death Row. I never imagined that the Crip gang would spread throughout California, throughout the nation, throughout the world. And I deeply regret the legacy that it left, because it left a legacy of genocide, black on black genocide. And I apologize for my part in it. But I am deeply encouraged to see you here today. That lets me know that I'm not alone in deeply regretting this legacy and seeing it for what it is. And no one can have a better influence on gang violence or gang culture than gang members themselves, and therefore best positioned to reverse this course of violence. But we must do work. We must get out there and we must forge peace. We must stop exterminating one another. We must stop all of this madness, because at the end of the day, we have only ourselves to blame. We must have a do or die attitude as we were as street warriors to rebuild our culture and to create a new lasting legacy, a legacy of peace.
Freedom, 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 nigga, freedom, 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 come on, freedom, 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 mental science, freedom. Say it with your chest, freedom, freedom. All my queens, let me hear you say freedom. All my jail niggas, let me hear you say freedom. All my prop niggas, let me hear you say freedom. Freedom, come on, freedom, mental science, freedom, nigga, freedom. Freedom, like a runaway slave. Freedom, like I just got fucking paid. Freedom, when I'm smoking the J. Freedom, every single day. Come on, freedom, mental science. Freedom, like a runaway slave. Freedom, like I just got fucking paid. Freedom, 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 nigga. Freedom, freedom. Freedom, freedom, come on, freedom, 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 nigga, freedom, 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 come on, freedom, freedom. Let's go, come on, let's go. You're just freedom, freedom. All my queens, let me hear you say freedom. All my team, let me hear you say free. All my niggas, let me hear you say free. Freedom, nigga, freedom, mental science, freedom, come on, freedom. Put your fist in the air to show that you get a high priest, and the freedom fighters are the government's worst nightmare. Let us prepare to damage and this new world order that is treated as unfair. First solution is a revolution. This is a freedom song, so sing along. We're many a man strong, the war is on because Babylon did us wrong. Now, welcome back to the METASCIENCE Ministries Reasoning and Fellowship Show via Omega FM Radio.co.uk, aka 104.1 FM. This is the High Priest, Grand Hierophant of METASCIENCE Ministries. Amun L. You done know METASCIENCE. Shout out to Phoenix Morbe on the Instagram Live. Thank you for joining in. Do you have any questions? Do you want to say anything? You don't know METASCIENCE. Now it is main event time. It is the main event on the METASCIENCE Ministries Reasoning and Fellowship Show via Omega FM Radio.co.uk, aka 104.1 FM. Are you ready for the main event? I cannot hear you. Are you ready for the main event on the METASCIENCE Ministries Reasoning and Fellowship Show via Omega FM Radio.co.uk, aka 104.1 FM, and also on YouTube Live and on Instagram Live. If you want to see the High Priest Amun L live and direct right now in Omega FM Radio.co.uk's HQ, all you have to do is go onto YouTube and type in the YouTube search engine Amun L, which is spelled Amun as in A for Africa, U for upliftment, M for Nubian, space, L, which is spelled E for Elyon and L for love. And then click search and you will see the High Priest Amun L's YouTube channel. You press that red button and you subscribe. You press that bell icon so you can be notified when High Priest Amun L's going live or dropping new content. You done know METASCIENCE. Now the High Priest Amun L's also on Instagram Live, and you can see him there too on that platform. All you have to do is type in the YouTube, in the Instagram search engine, high_priest_720, which is spelled high as in H for hero, I for intuition, G for God, H for hero. underscore priest, which is spelled P for perfect, R for respect, I for intuition, E for Elyon, and S for success, and T for terrific, underscore 720. You're done now, METASCIENCE. Now let's go. Here's main event time with the high priest Amun. And the high priest Amun has got that METASCIENCE for one to elevate their life into a higher dimension, to become what they were supposed to be on this planet. Why they came onto planet Earth to feel, to live life in abundance. Tonight on the METASCIENCE Ministries Reasoning and Fellowship Show, we are talking about how to attract and manage your abundance. What does abundance mean, High Priest Amun? What does it mean? Well, abundance, it means infinite amount of possibility, infinite amount of wealth, infinite amount of health, infinite amount of material, infinite amount of spiritual. METASCIENCE, according to Google, abundance means a very large quantity of something. You see, this is why you can't have the Google meaning or definition, because it's not complete. His minimum is not, that definition is not even abundant. For it to be abundant, we need to be talking about having all in your matrix or in your spirit or in your life. That's what we're talking about. Abundance. Being able to manifest greatness. This is what we're talking about. Abundance. METASCIENCE. Now, why are we talking about abundance, High Priest? We are talking about abundance because the High Priest Amun has to keep it real. High Priest Amun cannot be talking about anything else but what is happening in the moment of the High Priest Amun's life. High Priest Amun has been living in abundance, and he is going to share the secret, the METASCIENCE, to have your life in abundance. You're done now, METASCIENCE. Now, when we're talking about abundance, High Priest Amun, I was thinking last night, what are we going to talk about? We can talk about sex. We can talk about relationships. We can talk about how UK women are not treating the man them right. And we can be talking about how UK men are not treating the women right. But a High Priest Amun doesn't want to get involved in none of that, because High Priest Amun has been celibate for a very long time, since 2021 or the end of 2021. High Priest Amun has been celibate and does not want to engage with that kind of energy because it is not beneficial. You follow that? Maybe more people will be interested in that kind of reasoning because anything with sex has sex appeal. You follow that? But we're talking about abundance tonight. So now, to become abundant, to have abundance, you must become the abundance. What do you mean, High Priest Amun, I'll become the abundance? Well, first of all, let me tell you a story. The High Priest Amun came from Dominicana, broke as hell, in debt, have no money, broke. And the High Priest Amun had the fort. It all starts of the fort of a fort. You follow that? The fort of a fort meaning your subconscious mind is thinking for your conscious mind. Now, the high priest when I was broke, he needed money, and he needed it real fast. When he touched down in UK, as soon as the high priest someone else touched down, the money manifested. Don't believe the high priest someone else. Ask a witness. Look at the bank account. And it's not about bragging, my kings and queens and gods and goddesses. We are just telling a true story of how we can relate abundance in your life. So, high priest someone else will be meditating on how do we get or materialize finances, make the thought become dense so that it can bring forth material. How does one do it? First of all, you got to concentrate. You got to concentrate to the point that your spirit is like a tuning fork. Okay? Abundance is a frequency. The same way my kings and queens and gods and goddesses are tuned into omegafmradio.co.uk, aka 104.1 frequency modulation. That's what FM means, frequency modulation. To the METASCIENCE Ministries Reasoning and Fellowship Show. Now, you think in abundance, then you become the abundance. Your spirit emits and transmits and receives that abundance. It's like there's a switch in your spirit that you turn on, and it's like going or is making itself like a magnet, because that's what electricity is all about, or frequency, electrical or electromagnetism. That is electricity or generating power, electromagnetism. So if you got that magnetism in you, or like what we said, frequency, abundance is a frequency. You are the tuning fork. Your spirit is the tuning fork. You tune your spirit into that frequency to attract abundance. And as a result, you use the law of attraction to attract the abundance. In the moment or the time that it takes to manifest the abundance in your life is down to you. Is how much energy you put in. You follow that. Because we all have the potential. It's all on the other side. What does the other side mean, high priest? I don't know what the other side means. This sounds like all some mystical and fairy tale kind of stuff. I need some tangible evidence of what the other side is. Well, my son, the high priest out means the other side is that part of you that is beyond the grave. It's that part of you that is beyond the physical. It's that part of you that can perform miracles. It's that part of you that you do not believe, you feel and see, experience and witness the miracle. You follow them. That abundance that we're talking about is you tapping into your higher potential. It's you tapping into your higher self. It's you working overtime in your sleep, connecting with entities on the other side, or angels on the other side. Do you believe in angels? Do you believe in angels? Do you believe in angels? Because the high priest, someone else, believes in angels. And how many of you had a near miss or something that you cannot explain, but was experienced, witnessed, and felt in the moment? Well, that was the angel in action. You follow that? So, when we're saying about this abundance, there's a lot of responsibility when it comes with the abundance. For example, let's say you're hungry and you haven't eaten, and then you manifest food into your reality. And then you got so much food now that you're no longer hungry, but you're satisfied, you're content. Because you got enough money to buy the food and eat the food and not worry about the next day for your food. Then it's a problem, because eventually you're able to buy any food that you want. And as a result, you start to waste the food. Even the high priest, someone else must admit, there's times when the abundance becomes overwhelming because you manifest too much in your life. For example, yesterday, the high priest, someone else, bought a couple of donuts before work. You can imagine the high priest, someone else, is going to work before 8 o'clock. No, what do you mean going before work at 8 o'clock? Listen, high priest, someone else going to the second job before 8 o'clock in the morning. And he needs a breakfast. So he goes to Tesco's and buys some donuts. It costs £1, but that's chicken change or peanuts. So the high priest, someone else, buys some donuts and eats one, but unfortunately the donuts are too sugary, especially at that time of the morning, and it doesn't taste well. And as a result, it's like the high priest, someone else, is wasting the food or wasting the abundance. And that's not good. That's a sin to be wasting. Having excess. That's gluttony. One of the 7 deadly sins. METASCIENCE. So the high priest, someone else, thought, I cannot throw away these donuts. These donuts, if someone had donuts that was starving, that is not right, that one can be throwing it away. And people are starving. There's tramps on the street that don't have no food. At least give it to the tramp and brighten up their day. At least give the donuts to the birds. Feed the birds. Whatever it is, do not waste that abundance. Because you don't know when it will come back. That's like abusing the power. And the high priest, someone else, must admit, seriously, that he doesn't feel good when he wastes food. And yesterday, he did waste the food. He's not going to lie. He's not going to tell you, kings and queens and gods and goddesses, that he's a saint and he did the correct thing at the correct moment. No. The high priest Amun tried to do the correct thing in the moment. Unfortunately, there was no homeless person or someone that was in need to eat, or there was no birds to feed. And the high priest Amun had to waste the donuts. But it's a lesson to be learned, because you have to think outside the box. Like what we said, we cannot be abusing the power. This is what is called managing the abundance. Another example about managing the abundance is when you have too much money. When you have that power to create money or manifest money into your existence, you must give to charity. You must. Because if you don't give to charity, it's like you've wasted. Well, not wasted, it's like you're being too greedy with the money. Yes, King. And it's not right when you waste the money or use the money uselessly or flimsy. You must give minimum 10% to charity. And charity begins at home, my kings and queens and gods and goddesses. It may not be a commercial charity. We're talking about your children. We're talking about granny. We're talking about those back home that cannot afford. For example, the high priest Amun tries, high priest Amun will be real, tries to give to his disciples some bread. However, it's a bit difficult in Nigeria to be given money because they don't even accept no Western Union. They don't accept no bank transfer because all of the fraud and stuff that they do down there. So unfortunately, they have shot themselves in the foot in that sense. But other countries, high priest Amun gives thanks. The parents, high priest Amun's parents, if he can, for example, he will do the lottery for daddy or mommy, or he will buy that drink for that Guinness, or the food for the house, like that Indomie box, etc., etc. And this is what we're talking about, the managing of abundance. Because like what we said, we do not want to abuse that power, because it can be taken away from us. And it's real. You can have so much, let's say, complacement when you're vibrating on that high frequency and you start to forget yourself. For example, you've got the Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, that had the power and was on a power trip. And now, his own people want to give him the sack. And they will do anything to get him out of office. And this is what we're saying about the abundance and how to manage the abundance. Because it can be taken away from you at any given moment of time. So we have to remember that we have a responsibility for our lives and for other people's lives, and mostly for coming correct in the moment. Now, what else is there to talk about abundance? For example, let's look at this So the high priest Amun this Monday was told to go to a job. And then when he went to that job, it got cancelled. And unfortunate for the high priest Amun, the high priest Amun was ready and wanted to do that job and woke up extra early, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, to be doing the first job and the second job. And the second job cancelled. And the high priest Amun was disappointed and thought that he was going to come on the radio on Monday. But all of a sudden, the high priest Amun used the power of the law of attraction, and to the point that is in one's subconsciousness, and not ram, but texted one of the agencies. And then the agency straight away asked, "Hey priest, are you ready to go into work? Today, we've got a job for you right now." And this is what we're talking about in terms of abundance. It is the frequency, it is the vibration, using the law of attraction to become a magnet and attract that energy into your life like a battery. Think of the abundance or the frequency like a battery. Now, I have to charge the laptop because the laptop is and we don't want to come off the live on the YouTube, so we're going to do it as quickly as possible before the YouTube dies. But like what we were saying, when it comes to management of your powers or the metascience, you can get burned by having too much abundance. For example, let's say you have, let's turn off this. Okay. For example, you can have too much women around you, and that's abundance. You can wish that abundance in your life to have plenty women around you, and it will come, it will manifest. If you put a mind to it, it will manifest. But when you have all these women around you as a man, because you wanted to have abundance of the female energy, how are you going to manage all those women? How are you going to manage? Because it's not easy. That is not easy to manage. You got to be Pharaoh. You got to be like back home, like our ancestors doing the polygamy, to have that kind of secret. Because that can get you into a lot of trouble, a lot of headache, and a lot of stress. However, if you know how to be efficient, how to keep it real, and also being correct in the moment, you can be able to manage that abundance of female energy. And the reason why we're talking about this is because, again, it is a segment in terms of our main event of how to attract and manage abundance. And It's something High Priest Amun can relate to. It's something that all my kings can relate to. It's something that the man them can relate to. And also the women can relate to, and the queens. So when it comes in that situation of abundance, first you must be able to be true to yourself and true to those who are in the part or participating, so that headache of cheating and all that kind of nonsense is out the window, because you are a man. And if a man is a man who can tell the truth and be real all the time. Remember what we said about 2022, about integrity, meaning having moral principles. If you are that man to be doing that, to have multiple women, having abundance of female energy, you have to not play the game, but let's say be fair. You have to be fair. You cannot be cheating and doing all these stuff, because that's a little boy thing. When a woman has a respect for a man that tells the truth, it may give her a feeling that she's never felt before. And also, when you're in that situation of abundance, you also want to make sure that, I want to say get caught, but have precaution and vigilance. Because like what we said, you can do that, but you have to be truthful, because you do not want any surprises. You do not want any surprises, because you see women, you see the queens and the goddesses, they love hard. They really do. And you don't want to break a woman's heart, because she will never forgive you. She will say that she will forgive you, but it's always in the back of her mind that she will never forget. Like on the surface, she can forgive you just for peace sake. But after, it's like a scar. It can never heal properly. It will always leave a mark or a trace, or there's some sort of origin in a scar. The same way there's some sort of origin in terms of trust issues with your partner after that episode. And that's just, again, a sub-segment of what we're talking about in terms of the management of abundance and how to attract abundance in your life. So far, we have learned to attract abundance in your life, you first must think of it to the point that your subconscious mind is communicating with your conscious mind to, again, communicate with the superconscious mind that is connected to all. Then secondly, you become the abundance. After thinking it, you become it. You be the abundance. You become. And how do you become abundance? I pray someone out with your potential energy. You put the thought up. You put the thought out there. For example, I pray someone I will give you an analogy that makes sense. It's like you say something. Let's say you want to buy something. You're thinking, oh, let me buy something on Amazon. Let me buy let's say, a CD player or a telephone, a mobile phone. You say it, and your phone, the previous phone that you have, is in your presence. Now, you go on your phone, and then all of a sudden you see an ad for the phone that you just said that you want. And it's like you're thinking, is the government listening to what I'm saying? Is the technology listening to my conversations? The way that the same thing that I was talking about is now on my mobile telephone screen, and there's no coincidence that the AI in the telephone was listening. The same like the Most High. When you say that I need this, not I want it, there's a big difference with this abundance. You cannot want something and think that the abundance is going to work. The only way you can want something and it's going to work is if you put in the effort. You put in that voluntary effort for that want to manifest. But when you need something and you use the law of attraction to attract the abundance energy or frequency or vibration to manifest what is necessary in your life, the Most High will be listening, especially when it's in prayer, especially when you're meditating and concentrating and amplifying that thought, and you start to become that thought. You will see it manifest. So that was the third thing that we learned tonight in terms of the abundance, how to attract abundance. You must become, and you must have the energy to facilitate that thought to become. From that thought, you must facilitate it with your energy to manifest, to become, then to be. Either way, they're kind of the same word. Become, be, become, being. It's all part of the same tone and energy. But that's what we're saying, my kings and queens and gods and goddesses. We must be or become what we think with the energy that we have inside ourselves. For example, the Most High will listen to what you want, what you need, not what you want, what you need. The Most High will listen and give you an opportunity to be able to facilitate that need with your energy. And it's with your own consciousness, if whether or not you see the METASCIENCE, or if you are aware that this is an opportunity that has been given by the Most High, that has manifested miraculously because of that switch of consciousness that you turned on inside yourself, to be able to attract it, or not attract it, but to become it, become that thought. How can we put it? It's like in a meta-scientific term, it's like a catalyst. Now, what is a catalyst, High Priest, for those who didn't go to school? And it's not a laughing thing, because on the METASCIENCE Ministries Reasoning and Fellowship Show, we are here to learn. Some people have these questions. What is a catalyst? They haven't learned science in school to that degree level. Not degree, but in terms of GCSE or A level. And a catalyst is a substance that increases the rate of a chemical reaction without itself undergoing any permanent chemical change. Or a person or thing that precipitates an event. High priest, someone I was going to say precipitate. However, in a scientific way of thinking, a precipitate is like a residue from a reaction. And usually, maybe sometimes it's wanted, sometimes it's not wanted, but it's like a byproduct. Well, not a byproduct, but like a solid substance from a chemical reaction. But what we have learned, catalyst is a substance that increases the rate of a chemical reaction without itself undergoing any permanent chemical change. So for example, you want to manifest money. Okay. Money is not going to fall from the sky. There may be an opportunity. For example, you go outside and you see a sign in the window, in the shopping window, saying there's a job. Or you meet someone on road that may be so nice to give you a little change. Or here's the best one. You have become that thought and you have aligned your spirit with that abundance, energy. And as a result of becoming that thought and aligning yourself with that abundance energy, any human being or any thing that is in your matrix becomes the catalyst to manifest that thought, or for example, the money into your life, because you have done the three things, what we said, which is first of all, think to the point that your subconscious mind communicates with your conscious mind so that your conscious mind can communicate with the superconscious, so that the superconsciousness, which is connected to all, can facilitate or manifest the scenario, let's say, for you to experience, to witness, to see, to feel the abundance energy. Then step 2, you no more think, you become. You become the abundance by aligning yourself with that abundance frequency or vibration. And as a result, from aligning yourself with the abundance energy or frequency, you become like a magnet and use the law of attraction to attract that thought that you became, to now moving on to step 3, which is facilitating the catalyst that has been given or that has been attracted into your reality, that you have to put in the work. And what does work mean? High priest, someone else. Scientifically, what does work mean? Well, according to the formula for work equals, and there's plenty of formulas, work formula force times displacement. In layman's terms, force, the Holy Spirit inside of you. Okay, makes sense? That's force in terms of METASCIENCE. Times displacement. Okay, what does displacement mean? Displacement means distance in a vector quantity, meaning there is a direction. For example, it can be positive or negative. That is displacement in direction. So how do we relate it to the METASCIENCE? What is it synonymous with displacement in terms of this formula to work? The displacement, don't really want to get too technical because you can substitute that formula, or displacement has its own formula, but we're not getting technical into it. Basically, displacement is not the time, but the effort. The effort, you can say, of you doing something, i.e., you going to the force of you going outside instead of the force of you staying at home and daydreaming about manifesting the abundance. Is you going outside, which is the positive direction, once you have become the abundance, instead of you staying at home or there's no movement. You follow that, my kings and queens and gods and goddesses. It's like you go out and you're able to again find the catalyst. Okay, all right. Let's make it even more easier. The displacement is the will. That's where it is. It's you can have a positive will, you can have a negative will. Does that make more sense, my kings and queens and gods and goddesses? So anyway, time is running out. Spiritual doctors in the house. High Priest Amun is going to sign off. But the High Priest Amun hopes that you learn tonight on how to manifest abundance in your life. You first think about it, then you become it, then you facilitate the energy for the catalyst that you find in your reality or in the matrix or in the physical. And then lastly, you experience, you feel, you witness, you see the abundance in your life. Now, before the High Priest Amun goes, the High Priest Amun wants to say the METASCIENCE prayer before he heads out, and it goes like this. We give thanks and praises to the Most High for protecting us and guiding us, and also being our shield as we walk the path of righteousness, so that we can enter the kingdom of heaven, which is Zion. Amen. Amun Asheo. The High Priest Amun hopes you had a wonderful time listening to the METASCIENCE Ministries Reasoning and Fellowship show, and the spiritual doctor is coming on set right now. Good night, my kings and queens and gods and goddesses. METASCIENCE.
Amiga Radio 104.1.
Good reasoning.
Yeah, thank you.
Around your community.
Sometimes you think of a bed dream and then they ring you. You know what I mean? That happens to you as well, yeah.
Some people say, nah, it's just a coincidence.
That's what we were saying, King Nate, in terms of the. You see, when I said about you think of something, not think of something, you say something.
Yeah. And it's on your mind, then it starts to manifest. Like if you're someone upset, you really want to hurt that person, you can.